On today's show, we make our NBA award predictions. Could Luka Doncic win MVP? Could Christian Wood win Sixth Man of the Year? Could Spencer Dinwiddie win Sixth Man of the Year? What are Jaden Hardy's odds to win Rookie of the Year? We talk about all that and more on today's Locked On Mavs.
I'm Luka Doncic, and this is Locked On Mavericks podcast.
Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions. Bang! Bang! It's good! And the Mavericks have won the game!
I don't believe you shouldn't be here.
And welcome. You are locked on to the Dallas Mavericks. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member and NBA channel manager for the Locked On Podcast Network. Thanks for making Locked On Mavs your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms, including YouTube, where the best way you can help us grow the show is to comment anything below. Let us know in the comment section on YouTube or on Twitter at Locked On Mavs. Predict one award for the Mavs or the NBA. Let us know. Pick one NBA award. MVP, Sixth Man, Most Improved, whatever you think is like a guaranteed. And comment it below. Tweet at us on Twitter if you're on the audio platforms. Joining me, as always, my co-host, writer, contributor at Mavs.com. The award orer, the One More Thing King. What you got for me, Isaac Harris?
I'm ready to predict some awards today. We do this every year. This is year 6. This is year 6 of the pod. We're going to be predicting our awards for this upcoming season. But real quick, we haven't did a check-in on this. Somebody left a YouTube comment back, I want to say last week, maybe this week, of, hey, how are you feeling about Rings of Power, House of Dragon now? Just quick, right off the top.
Oh, we're doing this at the top of the show.
At the top, just yay or nay on both, or if you like both, which one do you like more than the other?
I'm enjoying both. Immensely. I love anytime Damon is on screen. It's enjoyable. I'm liking both.
Okay. I'm liking both, but I'm liking Rings of Power a lot. And I think I'm giving it the slight edge right now.
Yeah. So I can't go into any more without spoilers.
Nick just hated all of that I brought this up off the top, and that we're not doing this at the end. So I just threw him off.
Your channel manager would vehemently disagree with bringing up TV talk at the beginning of a podcast, possibly.
That's why Nick hated it. All right. I will tell my boss, Nick.
All right. Let's start with MVP. We've talked about MVP for Luka and what it would take for him to win MVP. We did an episode a couple weeks ago about it, but just give the Reader's Digest Spark Notes version. What would it take for Luka Doncic, who right now, according to BetOnline, is plus 450? That means if you put down $100, he wins MVP. You win $450. He's number one. He has the number one odds going into the season. Again, third year in a row. What would it take for Luka to win MVP?
I think it's set up. This is the best chance for Luka to win MVP. He is my pick to win MVP. He's just, everything is set up for him to do it this year. A lot of MVP is beyond the numbers and beyond the big moments. A lot of it's about the narrative. Oh, don't get us started with the music. We got to take the soundboard from him. You know what? Our channel manager would but for Lucas, so much of the MVP stuff is about narrative. And I think you did it last week. I think it was last week where you kind of like eliminated some other MVP candidates and saying, all right, Jokic isn't going to win it the third time.
Nope.
Third time in a row. Look at some of the other guys out there.
Giannis, it would be his third time too.
Third time, he's going to put up some monster numbers. But the narrative with Luka, let's just say that all the stats are there. I think he's going to have a career year in assists. I think he's going to average right over 9 assists, close to 10 assists a game. I think he's going to average right around the same points wise, around 28 a game. I think he's literally going to be like 28, 10, and like 8.
And we've seen now it doesn't take a top 1-2 seed, right? Because that used to be a criteria. It used to have to be, okay, it's the best player on one of the best teams. That used to be one of the things. And now it's not. We've seen Westbrook win it. We've seen Jokic win it last year. Like, we've seen these teams where they're 4 or 5 and just decent, like just good in the standings, but not top 2, 3 in the whole NBA and still win the award. And so that's why I'm picking Luka too, because I think his numbers are going to be there. The take a drink narrative is going to be there for him. And I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
It's the national.
Poo-poo it, or can we?
No, I'm not, because he's my pick for MVP. So because I think there's also going to be a national narrative around losing Brunson. And hey, they lost Brunson. He was the biggest standout non-Luka Mavs player in the playoffs. Everybody saw Brunson perform at a high level in the playoffs. So now it's, to a lot of air quote casuals, it's they lost Brunson.
Oh, man, you're a casual.
They lost Brunson, and Luka carried this team to like a top 4, record in the West. Like, let's say they finished 4th or maybe even 5th, but Luka's averaging 28, 10, and 8.
Yes.
And without Brunson and all of that. And he doesn't, you look at the Suns last year, they had a crazy record. Booker didn't get the love because he had legit other dudes and
4 top 100 players on his team.
Yeah. Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges. We looked at the top 100. Wait, what? Why'd you?
Oh, you didn't say Ayton.
Oh no, I said him first while you were talking. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
But like, you look at like ESPN's top 100. We just did this back last week whenever it was released. Luka was in the top 5. Dinwiddie was the next guy, right? And he was like 60s or 50s. So
nice.
The narrative's gonna be there. I think he's gonna put up the points. I think they're gonna have like him at the level that he's going to be at this year is going to raise their floor, or keep their floor at a high level and have a good record. I think it's his award to lose this year.
It's whose award to lose?
Luka Doncic.
Incredible. So Luka is the number 1 player going into the season for the award. We both are picking him to win the award, and that's never backfired on us in the past ever in any way. Last year, you picked Giannis and I picked Durant to be the MVP, by the way. 2021 going into that season, I picked Luka and you picked Anthony Davis, which was just the most baffling choice I remember you making ever in our friendship.
That was awesome. It was an awesome pick. That was them coming off their fake title.
That was the reverse jinx of a lifetime that you did to pick the Lakers.
Fun.
Defensive player of the year. Going into the season, Rudy Gobert is plus 450. He's the favorite. Plus 750. Draymond is next. Then Robert Williams, Bam Adebayo. They all have kind of the same odds. Giannis is a little bit lower after that. Then Marcus Smart to win it again is plus 1200. Jaren Jackson Jr., Joel Embiid. I'm going chalk. I'm going to try to win this year. I'm going to try to pick him correctly. I'm going to try to pick him correctly. So I'm picking Rudy Gobert because I think he goes to another team. You see just how dominant that team's going to be defensively, and there's just going to be no other player. Look at this list of players. Even those names I just read. Gobert, Draymond, he's probably not winning. Robert Williams, he's already hurt to start the season. Bam, I don't know if that Heat team's going to be good enough defensively. Giannis, I guess I could see him win it. Smart's not winning it again. Jaren Jackson Jr. is already hurt to start the year. Embiid, I don't know if with his team with Maxey and Harden as the guards, are they going to be good enough defensively? So that you just go down the list, and I'm having a hard time coming up with someone to defend against him, for lack of a better term.
Well, yes. I was trying to think of a Karl Anthony Towns joke playing defense, but I think he's going to have a good year defensively. I think he'll definitely finish top 3. I'm so fascinated to see what this team looks like the team defense for Minnesota.
Yeah.
And with Karl Anthony Towns, with D'Angelo Russell, with some of these guys, obviously McDaniel's a good defensive player. I think Anthony Edwards can be that too. I have a dark horse that isn't even on the list that you even listed, but
I got some more.
But he's not going to be my pick. My pick's going to be Draymond.
Okay.
And because here's my reason behind it.
You just took a shot in the dark on that one.
I did, and he plays physical. But no, actually,
he's got a puncher's chance to win this award. He's plus 750.
Last year, the Warriors were the second best defensive team in the league. Number 1 was Boston. Marcus Smart won the award. Yeah. How much of that played into Marcus Smart winning the award? I don't know. It had to play
all
something.
Of it.
But last year, Golden State being at number 2, I think Golden State's going to have a monster regular season again because I think these guys are going to be back. I think the young guys are going to mature a little bit more. Wiseman's going to be back healthy.
I'm with you.
And I think Draymond's going to be the anchor of that in a contract year. Whenever he comes back and all of that, we saw what he could do in the playoffs. We saw what he did against Jokic and stuff. I think this has the chance for him to be even it's the contract year, and this is the lowest moment for him to, all right, I got to play this year at the highest level of basketball all year. And we just see a defensive like masterclass from Draymond.
Some of you are at home like, sitting there going, man, Isaac's real smart talking about that. That's exactly like legit, like line for line what I said yesterday on the show. And I didn't pick him. Why did I not pick him today? I should have just picked him.
All right, can I give you a dark horse?
I should have picked him and gave him the exact same answer I gave yesterday about the thing. Coming up, long shot for defensive player of the year, and then we'll get into six man. 2 Mavericks make the list for 6 man of the year. We'll talk about that and more coming up. But before we do, let me tell you about Built Bar. It's a protein bar that tastes like a candy bar. They're legitimately delicious. I eat them all the time. You eat them all the time, Isaac. Favorite flavor going right now?
Oh, we just got one. Well, we got some raspberries the other day in the box. And so I actually love I tend to lean towards the chocolate ones, but the raspberry one, spot on.
New flavor right now on the site. Built.com. Promo code LOCKEDON15 to get 15% off. Use that. Pumpkin pie puff.
Ooh.
If you are into pumpkin with the spice, they got the cinnamon sticks. They got the little pumpkins on the front page. Ooh, check it out. Built.com. Promo code LOCKED15. Locked on 15. Number 1, number 5, locked on 15. All right, Isaac Harris, we're continuing on with our awards picks. We talked about MVP. We both picked our boy Luka Doncic. Defensive player of the year, we did not pick Dorian Finney-Smith because he does not get enough love. I picked Gobert. You picked Draymond Green. An apt reason. But your long shot is who?
Jared Allen.
Oh, I have the exact same name written down for mine as long shot.
I thought about Evan Mobley, but
yep.
Last year the Cavs were 5th overall in team defense. Obviously you're adding Mitchell. I think the Mitchell thing will add to Allen or Mobley. I wrote down Allen or Mobley, but I'm just going to say Allen. I think adding Mitchell and the fact that he sucks so bad defensively in the playoffs, and I think they are going to be good. I think they'll finish top 6 in the East.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to work in their favor of saying, man, they added Mitchell, a negative defender.
They're better defensively.
And they still stayed a top, 6 to 7 defense in the league, and it's because now his big thing is health. He's got to stay healthy. But if they can stay a top defense in the league, I think the big man will get some love.
I have the exact same thing. I picked Jared Allen. I have very similar reasons. I think it'll be Jared Allen more than Mobley because he's anchoring the paint, even though Evan Mobley will be what makes that defense work. Jared Allen will be the flashy one that makes it, it's almost like Marcus Smart last year. Marcus Smart is the one where you see him guarding on the perimeter and doing all this stuff, but it's those wings that make that defense work because they can switch and do all that other stuff, but you're not giving Tatum or Brown that defensive player of the year trophy, but you'll give it to Jared Allen, back to that center, back to the guy that we've seen. Cleveland also last year was number 6 on defense. According to Cleaning the Glass. So they were already good last year. And if they just keep that or maybe even get to top 5 this year by knowing exactly what they are, then. And they're also going to get Ricky Rubio back at a certain point in the season. So that'll help them defensively a little bit too.
Yep.
6th man of the year. This one is interesting to me. Number 1 going into the season.
I wrote down one name.
According to
some of these, I wrote down different names too, but this one I wrote down one name.
Going into the season, number 1 on the list for BetOnline is Jordan Poole. He's plus 300. Soon as he gets up. Number 2 and 3 are tied. Bones Highland and Malcolm Brogdon are both plus 800 to win 6 man. Plus 1,000. Bones Highland, yeah, he's like the only guard off the bench for the Nuggets.
Who's the other guy you said?
Malcolm Brogdon.
Okay.
Christian Wood plus 1,000. So he's number 4 according to BetOnline is the highest odds to win 6 man of the year. Then you have Tyler Heroes plus 1,200. That seems really low. For him. I thought his odds would be a lot higher. And then Dinwiddie is plus 1,200. Same odds as Tyler Hero to win 6 man of the year. Who'd you go with? You picked one name.
Oh, Jordan Poole. It was hands down. I think Jordan Poole is going to have an awesome year. And I don't think he starts because they got to start Wiggins and Draymond. And I don't think they're going to switch Poole and Clay. Jordan Poole is going to play a lot, but I think he's just only getting better, and I love him as a scorer. We see that award a lot of times go to these microwave scorers off the bench, Clarksons, Jamal Crawford, Lou Williams of the world, and I think he's just going to be the next version of that. He already is, and for me, this wasn't even a debate on it. The Christian Wood angle is really, really interesting, though. I think Zach Lowe kind of made a little pitch for it on one of his pods a while back, a week or so ago. But, if you could guarantee me that Christian Wood plays every single game this year off the bench for the Mavericks.
He doesn't even need to, because the sixth man of the year, they've done 60 games with starting 20 games. Like it has to be like a ratio, right?
Okay, let's just say this. If you could guarantee me that he would play 70 games off the bench this year for the Dallas Mavericks, then I would really, really entertain it. For me, it's a couple different angles of why I don't pick him. I don't know if he's going to come off the bench all year, to where if he's having that monster of a season, does he eventually start? And then I think there's still a likelihood that he could get traded before the deadline. And he is an expiring contract and all of that. So that's why I'm saying, if you could guarantee me 70 games of him coming off the bench for the Mavericks this season, I would seriously consider him there with Jordan Poole as one of the lead, because he's going to get buckets like that.
For sure.
I mean, we've already seen in preseason, he's going to be launching it. He's a talented dude. And if his job is to come in and just get buckets, he's going to do it. So but that's my only reason.
They've laid his job out very simply and plainly. Go get buckets. Go with that Dinwiddie, Tim Hardaway Jr. lineup, and you're like, all of you guys, just whenever the ball's in your hand, do a thing and get a basket. Yeah. I thought long and hard about Christian Wood, and I have the same qualms as you. I end up going with Brogdon. He's started his whole career, and now he's just coming off the bench. And I think that if he stays healthy, I think he's just going to be the best. He's just the best player coming off the bench, because he's still really, really good. But he is coming off the bench for that Celtics team now. And so he's just like he's almost the best player on the list that I just read off. So I'm going with
Sam Hauser.
I'm going with Brogdon. No, I'm not buying into Sam Hauser love. Not just yet. Not yet.
No Laker, Lonnie Walker, or
oh my gosh. Maybe. You have any long? My only long shot that I really thought about was Bogdanovich from the Hawks. Like, I don't like any long shots in six man.
I don't either. I feel like we never get too big of a long shot. Like, I feel like going into last season, it was like, hey, Tyler Hero again.
Five guys that you just know. Like,
yeah.
Here's 6 man of the year. Let me just read the names off. I won't even. This is in order of BetOnline, but Poole, Highland, Brogdon, Christian Wood, Tyler Hero, Dinwiddie that we mentioned, Jordan Clarkson. That's not a long shot. Norman Powell, Cam Johnson. He's going to start. Kevin Love for the Cavs. That one's interesting.
Kevin Love finished second last year in voting.
Bobby Portis, Kelly Oubre Jr., Bogdan Bogdanovich for the Hawks, Emmanuel Quickley, Derek White, Brandon Clark, Montrezl Harrell, Alex Caruso. He's going to start. Davion Mitchell, Kobe White, Gary Payton II,
Kobe White,
Patty Mills, Obi Toppin, Tyson. Like, none of these names are really sticking out to me. Luke Kennard is like the 10th man on his team. I don't know why he has odds and not, somebody else on the Clippers.
Is there a way John Wall could get it?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know why Luke Kennard has odds and not John Wall.
Yeah,
John Wall may start. He may start too. So, All right, coming up. There are odds for Jaden Hardy to win Rookie of the Year.
Oh, crap.
We will talk about them, and we will make our pick for Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, Coach of the Year, and more awards coming up. But before we do, let me tell you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is an app that is really interesting. They took fantasy, and they said, all right, how can we take out some of the most annoying things about fantasy? So what they did was they took out you're playing against a bunch of different people or professionals that are just going in there and have all these algorithms and figure it all out. All you're doing is picking against the points. So you go into Prize Picks, you log in, and then you can pick against the points. So if it's Luka Doncic, 25.5 points, if you pick the over on that, you're thinking Luka's going to score 26 or more points. You can combine that with something else from the NBA. You can also combine it with something else from the NFL. So you can combine that with, all right, I think Dak Prescott's going to come back and throw for over 300 yards. You pick the over on that. You combine those together. You bet put down a certain number of dollars and you could win a certain number of dollars. It's pretty simple. So then you're just following and enjoying and having the fun. It's just win or lose on that. You're not trying to figure out all these different things. So go check out Prize Picks, see what they have in store for you, see what's available, and then go check it out. Download the Prize Picks app or go to prizepicks.com to sign up today and play daily fantasy sports. First-time users can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with promo code Locked On. So use that promo code Locked On to sign up for an instant deposit match of up to $100. Promo code Locked On. It's prizepicks.com. All right, Isaac Harris, we are continuing to talk about the awards. The awards. We've talked about MVP, defensive player, sixth man, rookie of the year. Jaden Hardy has odds. Let me read you the players with rookie of the year odds because they're interesting. Paolo Banchero's plus 180. That's like almost even odds. Like you bet $100 to win $180. Like you're not winning very much on that bet for a season long bet. Jabari Smith Jr. is number 2. He's at plus 500. So is Keegan Murray plus 500. So those guys, you actually have some odds there. Jaden Ivey is next. Then Benedict Mathurin. Then you have a bunch of guys at plus 3,300. So like there's a big drop off after that top 5. Dyson Daniels, Ochai Agbaji, Jalen Williams from Santa Clara, Ousmane Dieng, Jalen Duren. They're all at plus 3,300. Then you got to drop off again, plus 4,000. Then you have Johnny Davis with the Wizards, AJ Griffin, and
Jaden Hardy.
Hardy, let's go party.
Let's go. All right, let's go. You changed the drop.
that is from a listener, Matt. I'm just gonna call you Matt, bro. Matt sent that in.
All right, sorry, Matt. We got to go back to. Come on, Hardy, let's go party.
It's in the beginning.
Hardy, let's go party.
So, Jaden Hardy plus 4,000 to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, it's a long shot.
That's a real long shot, and that's my long shot. That's who I'm picking.
That's who you're picking.
Oh yeah, for my long shot.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is one. There's only 2 awards on here outside of Luka MVP, but there are only 2 awards that I just wrote down one choice. Jordan Poole, a 6 man, and I mean, this is Paolo.
I know. Yeah,
come on.
I just didn't want to pick him.
There's nobody
I can't imagine somebody else winning this award.
Keegan Murray, maybe, but he didn't even start in some of his preseason games. So, like,
I know.
I mean, Paolo's going to get.
Neither did Benedict Mathurin. Like, I thought that he would be a guy that could.
Okay. Really? He's playing for Rick. Come on.
Who else is he? Who else is Rick playing up there?
He's probably somebody. TJ McConnell. That is Rick's. I mean, he's like perfect.
He's playing. He's playing Halliburton and Buddy Hield and Chris Duarte. That's like his starting 3.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Paolo's award, man. Like,
especially
with Chet being out for the year, and some of these other guys, Jaden Ivey. I don't know what his role is going to be in Detroit, but I have no clue what Jaden Hardy's role is going to be this year. Sorry.
He could start, he could not play, right? Like it's literally that's the chasm. That's what we've seen in preseason so far.
Jaden Hardy is going to be in the next year or so. He's going to be up for 6th man and most improved, though. I think we'll be talking about him for those awards.
I'm ready for it.
Hardy, let's go party.
Oh yeah.
Most improved player. This is always the hardest every single year.
Oh, this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite awards. I love this.
All right, number 1 going into the year, according to BetOnline, plus 500, Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Plus 550, Zion Williamson. Okay. Tell me how Zion Williamson is going to win.
Is this the comeback
This
award,
is not the comeback player of the year. My guy has already averaged 28 points a game in the NBA. He was close to an all NBA player. He's not going to win. Tyrese Halliburton is after, but then there's a big gap. There's plus 550 and then there's plus 1,200. So a huge gap. You put down $100 on Tyrese Halliburton and you win $1,200 at the end of the year. Tyrese Maxey is also at plus 1,200. Our boy Jalen Brunson plus 1,400.
I was wondering where he'd be on this.
Plus 1,800 is Franz Wagner.
Okay.
Interesting. Cade Cunningham plus 2,000. I like that.
Year 2.
I like that one. Plus 2,000 RJ Barrett. Don't like that one as much. Plus 2,500 is Devin Vassell. He's going to get the opportunity.
Well, somebody will.
Pop literally said there's not like a starting lineup. Like the only player that really is going to start for us is Jakob Poeltl. Everybody else can go to hell. Like,
wow.
Plus 2,800 Scotty Barnes, plus 3,300 Anthony Simons. Who are you picking?
All right, well, here's the different routes this award takes. So last year I was all in on Ja before the season. I said Ja's going to have the breakout season. This is like the one award that I hit like right on because of what the season he was going to have. People just have so many opinions about this because it goes down to the top, two pick
subjective
shouldn't be in this. So it's like I literally wrote down 7 names and I wrote one category, the Ja Morant route, and I put Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, and Evan Mobley.
Yeah,
it's where like if Cade would almost be like a out of this world type thing because you never see year 2 number 1 overall pick.
We were making the case for Luka that like if Luka wasn't going to win that award for this reason, then I don't know if year 2 players should win the award.
I know, and that's why I don't think he's going to be able to win it. Anthony Edwards is fascinating because there's the route that he goes from like star what he is now, but like to like a superstar, and he helps carry Minnesota to a top like 5 record and
already a movie star,
all that. So he could be that. I'm going the other route. I'm surprised Jordan Poole is not on that list because I think he would be very interesting. Some names I wrote down. I did write down RJ Barrett's name. I thought he had a good end of the year. Anthony Simons is a wild card if he helps Portland.
Yeah,
like if he's legit. He has some really good catch and shoot stuff. But this one was really hard for me to pick because I want to go with Anthony Edwards like I did with Ja. He's probably the safest one. But I'll go on a limb. I'll see Tyrese Maxey.
That's exactly who I picked, was Tyrese Maxey too.
Really?
I picked Tyrese Maxey. He's plus 1,200, so he's like tied for 3rd and 4th on this list. And I think James Harden takes a little step back. I think Joel Embiid will probably be going for MVP or whatever, but I think Tyrese Maxey is just gonna like eat. He's just gonna eat because he's gonna try the hardest like all offseason. And this whole thing about James Harden. If you listen to like Bill Simmons and Zach Lowe, they went through the whole James Harden like postseason that he's just been so disappointing in all this. He's got to save himself for the playoffs. Like this is one of the greatest shots he's going to have with a team to make some kind of postseason run, to do something in his career besides almost beat the Warriors that one year, which he almost did. Like, we're never going to give him enough credit for that, but to do something in the playoffs. So he's got to take it easy during the regular season, I think. He can't be going all out, and he's not at that point in his career anymore. So I think Tyrese Maxey steps up and fills that void. I've also heard some good things about Tyrese Maxey, talking to Keith Pompey on Locked On Sixers about him, that he's just been like taking it to everybody, which you love to see. So yeah, I picked Maxey. My long shot. You ready for my long shot?
Ooh, ready.
This one would kind of make us. This one would make many Mavs fans sad.
Compazzo?
Desmond Bane is plus 5,000. What if Desmond Bane just takes like another leap and becomes like a fringe all-star?
I don't know. I feel like he's already like taken his leap.
He could.
People know he's good.
He could have, but I mean, like we've seen other players in the backyard like take their leap. But
the reason why I took Ja last year is because when you look back at the history of this award, it's a lot of times it's when a guy went from a star to like a superstar. Yeah. And like Jokic has won this award. Giannis won this award. Ja obviously won it last year. It's these guys who are already pretty dang good. And as much as it sucks, like you look at like Devontae Graham when he went from literally nothing to like having a monster year for Charlotte that year. And everybody flipped out and was like, dude. And like, yeah, if you went from like point A to point B of how far Devontae Graham grew as a player, he probably should have deserved that, or he did deserve it. But a lot of times these award, the voters will go from, oh, you jump from this level of stardom to now you're a superstar level. Yeah. And that's where the stage is set for an Anthony Edwards to do this.
Last one, coach of the year. Number 1 going into the season, Chris Finch with the Timberwolves. Plus 800, Taylor Jenkins with Memphis Grizzlies. Plus 900, Ty Lue with the Clippers. So they're all kind of bunched up there at the top. Plus 1,000, your own Jason Kidd.
So I want to, be able to touch the car.
And so he's number 4 on the list for Coach of the Year.
Spicy. I'm going Ty Lue, though.
You going to? I picked Ty Lue as well.
Yeah. I honestly, I think they got I think they have one of the deepest teams we've seen entering a regular season in a long time. They could literally go 11, 12 deep, and like they're figuring out who's going to play. There's going to be people who don't play for them. They're like, all right, you would be like the 6th or 7th man off the bench for a lot of teams. I just think they're really deep. Obviously, Kawhi, Paul George, those guys are back. I think they're going to win a ton of games. And you look at that GM survey and stuff like that. Like, he's always voted among his peers as one of the most like smarter X's and O's adjustments guys. And I think he's going to get his due diligence this year. And
his due
diligence, not diligence.
He's going to get his due
credit,
respect, credit. Something,
sure.
Yeah. What would Jason Kidd have to do to win this award?
They'd have to crack the top 3, finish with a better record
in the NBA or in the West.
In the West, I think if you could finish in that range, but like for me, I think it's Golden State and the Clippers and like the top 2 of the West. I think if you could get near that group or be the 3rd best record in the West, you have to be talked about, especially after losing Brunson, switching up your team a little bit, adding front court guys. I think that's what he would have to do to get some love.
This is a positive world.
Yeah, they would have to be like a 55 win team, I think, this year, which is possible.
And in standings, like it's not just 55 because like he finishes 4th or 5th, it ain't gonna matter. Like you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna win the award. But
so there you go. Let us know in the comment section below. Predict one award in the comment section below. Now go check out the NBA preview from Odyssey. We put it on the YouTube channel for Locked On NBA. We put it in the Odyssey feed for just search Ultimate NBA Preview or Ultimate Pro Basketball Preview on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can go listen to that. I hosted it for 6 days, so go and check it out. There's some really, really fun stuff in there. Roundtables, betting angles, all that kind of stuff. Go check it out.
Did you take a bathroom break?
I did not. Guys, thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.
Boom!